You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.
Sheldon Primus.
Welcome to the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus, where we blend safety smarts with business brilliance and a pinch of Sheldon's signature wit. Whether you're a safety pro, a fresh-faced consultant, or just safety curious, get ready for a show that'll educate, entertain, and elevate your safety game. Let's dive into the art of consulting with your safety Sherpa himself, Sheldon Primus.
This episode is powered by Safety FM.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is the show that I teach you the business of becoming a safety consultant. Talk about OSHA compliance. We get some really good guests. So welcome to the Safety Consultant Podcast. Today, what I really want to go over and have you guys hear is my thought on AI and the use of AI in our industry. We're all professionals out there, so we're starting to integrate AI a little bit more. So I was just going to talk to you a little bit about how I do it, how I teach my students on how to integrate that. So today's conversation is going to be on the use of AI. So when we come back, give it a shot. Tell you guys how I use it. You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
We now return to the Safety Consultant Show. Once again, here's Sheldon Primus.
All right, so let's get into it. So not everybody's going to be using the generative pre-trained transformers. There's a bunch of them out there. I use ChatGPT mostly. I've been hearing good things about Gemini, and there's Claude. There's a bunch out there. So Copilot, that's the one Google uses. There's just so many out there. But what it's truly doing is just honestly predicting what's the next thing to go, in a sequence, if you would. So, how do you work this thing? What do you do with it? I'll let you guys know that I try to train my GPT, and I've got a couple of them. And I say couple because I have started using my own. I kind of created my own GPT. So Chat is the one I've been using the most. But honestly, I started training Chat to have a safety consultant and then one for learning management. But overall, I've been trying to get more confidence in it, right? And that's the key. What you're always going to hear people say is you just can't put in a prompt and then let it go. Just listen to whatever the GPT spits out and make that your final work. Safety and health, we can't do that, especially because if we're dealing with concentration or chemicals or anything like that, and we're trying to use the AI assistant to help us troubleshoot or to help us try to figure out thinking out of the box type stuff, then we got to be really careful about what we do and how much we assimilate this information. I've seen and heard of people just truly using AI to create their written programs, and not a good plan unless you know what you're looking for. And that's one of the key things that I always say is with the AI, you're going to need to know yourself something about that topic. So for instance, if you're going to use AI to create a presentation, all right, that's good. That's something very easy you could do. It'll format it real well for you. Depends on what system you use. We'll have different capabilities with graphics and all that stuff. That's a good use for it. You pop in your information that you're looking for, and then now you get a presentation out of that, right? The thought process is, though, if you're going to use this for advanced things such as, here is a case study that we have from an incident and I'm looking for a lesson learned, then at that point, if you're trying to figure out a lesson learned and you're going to create some sort of recommendations only using what AI spits back at you, you could be opening up yourself for either some information that is just not relevant, or it's information that is just not something that you should be using as a professional. So what you'll need to do is you'll need to know about the topic. You'll need to know about the case itself. You'll need to know context so that when the GPT spits something out at you, and whatever it comes back as, you're now going to look at it as an assistant talking to you, and you have to verify what the assistant says, and you're still going to be spending some time on this product, not just regurgitating what this thing just gave you and just do a copy and paste from your AI assistant. So I've had many times where the AI assistant, I would ask it, and I would do demonstrations in my class, and I would ask it to give us, like for instance, I would ask to give it with the class some sort of incentive program, and I would give it the actual parameter of what I'm looking for the incentive program, such as what I'm trying to incentivize and what my budget is and all that stuff, and then I'll let the program work. And inevitably, I would have something come back as one of the criteria for this program to work, this safety incentive program, is how many days without an injury or illness. And you do that in real life, you're getting yourself an OSHA fine. if you're in the U.S., and any regulatory agency around the world is not going to like that matrix, because what's that saying is how many days you did not report an injury, you're going to get some sort of reward. Injury may happen, but your reward will come from not reporting that injury or illness, and that's when you get yourself in trouble. So you got to know the context first, and then you have to adjust it. So I'm not saying don't use it. I'm actually telling people to embrace the use of AI. In my mind, I think we're the first generation. And I believe that there's going to be more and more generations that are going to end up using AI in even more just technical and smart ways. We're now seeing AI used in so many applications that we don't even know. So I believe it's time for us as professionals to embrace it. And what I would tell my students, and I'll tell you guys now in this episode, is put in your query, whatever you want the AI to figure out, but you're not going to just take it blindly. Your time isn't going to be spent in formatting and some of the thinking. Your time is going to be spent in going into research and figuring out the research part of it, and truly see, does this thing have, or is it truly what it says it's supposed to be? So for instance, you're doing something in OSHA standard, and I've had this happen, so that's why I know this. I literally had an AI response add to section, or should say subpart E in 1910, which is going to be general industry standard. Subpart E is your exit routes and all that, emergency action plans and fire prevention plan. It added an additional section that did not, that there was no section in the standard at all, and literally read out or replied to me in an actual training. It gave an extra training standard, and it gave it a number and everything, 1910 section 40 something, and I knew it wasn't there. So if you weren't familiar with that standard, you would just cite it, and then at that point you're going to lose credibility, as well as you're going to make it where your organization is going to lose again credibility, but lose faith in the safety department. But then now the workers aren't going to trust you. They're not going to trust what you're saying. You're phoning it in at some point, and if you didn't know to look for that, then it could have gone past your desk to someone else's desk. So what you need to do is, first you got to know a little bit about the topic before you start sharing this information. So that's the key. And you're going to spend your time, don't let the formatting and all that stuff related to how the final thing looks. You're going to spend your time on the verifying content, verifying that this is truly what the standard saying, or whatever the problem is. So that's the key to use the AI. It's going to save you some time, but the time it's saving you is going to be more on formatting and out of the box thinking, and then your time is going to be spent verifying the information and then seeing how viable everything is, and you're going to go back and forth with it. It's supposed to be assistant to you, so you keep asking questions, you keep feeding it information such as a full CFR, Code of Federal Regulation standard, and keep feeding it information to help it be smarter, help it predict the next thing better. So your use with the AI is going to be where it's part of the team, but it isn't the decision maker. You are. You're going to be the one who gives the final approval. Your name is on there. Your credibility is on the line. So it's not the AI. You're going to definitely have to work with that. I had my own situation where I used AI for creating some of my blog posts on sheldonprimus.com, and you can find some blog posts on there. I'm still going through some of the things that was posted on that blog post, and I did it through an AI assistant that honestly, you just gave it some keywords and it'll spit out hundreds if you wanted to of blogs. I didn't do that many, but I did a bunch. So the idea was to draw people to your site using the keywords. So I noticed after, I didn't notice first, but my daughter saw some stuff, and she's a virtual assistant for me, and she's like, "Ooh, Dad, you can't use AI like that." And then I was like, "Okay, let me check into that." And then I posted something on LinkedIn, and people called me right away on LinkedIn, and I ended up having to retract some things, and it hurt my credibility. So from there, I stopped using that program and honestly just started thinking about what can I do to make sure I don't lose credibility anymore. So again, the AI is good. You want to start using it. You want to start getting familiar with how to do prompts, familiar of following up on each answer, familiar on feeding your AI assistants really good information to train from. And then you're going to go ahead and truly take that information, make it your own. And then in some cases, I also do a disclaimer. If I'm using a significant amount of this information, I'll do a disclaimer, especially if I'm using formatting. And I'll have a disclaimer on my final document that there was AI use in the development of this product. And I would say what it's for, and that was the format, and some of the critical thinking is mine, but the formatting is AI. So some combination of that. So what I'm looking for you guys to do is get familiar with your AI or whatever you're using, but then also you want to, again, keep an eye on the final product, be willing to look through everything, read it all, and then make your changes. Whatever the AI spits back is not going to be the final document. So just make sure you know that and you be aware of that, all right? But again, this technology is not going away. We want to be responsible for it. We can use it for critical thinking. We can use it for trying to figure out and predict what could be the next hazardous thing that's going to happen, or best practice. Excellent use. So now you're going to take your expertise and you put it into your assistant. That's what it's for. And then now at that point, you got yourself a good final product, all right? So I'm just letting you know, embrace the future. Just be cautious. There you go. That's the message. So pick your whatever service that you use, and then just go ahead and give it a try. Don't be scared. You got this. Go get them.
That's a wrap for today's safety show. Remember, safety isn't just about hard hats and caution signs. It's about business smarts too. Thanks for joining us on the Safety Consultant Show with Sheldon Primus. Until next time, stay safe, stay savvy, and keep consulting like a boss. Go get 'em. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast or broadcast are those of the host and its guests and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within the past hour, only examples. It should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the positions of the company. No part of this podcast or broadcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic recording, or otherwise without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast or broadcast, Sheldon Primus.
This episode has been powered by Safety FM.
You got into the safety business because you wanted to protect people, but somewhere along the way, the job started controlling your time, your schedule, your priorities, even your income potential. What if the expertise you've built over the years in the field can give you something more? More freedom, more control, more ownership of your future. I'm Sheldon Primus, the author of 7 Steps to Starting a Profitable Safety Consulting Business and the host of the Safety Consultant Podcast, with more than 350 episodes helping safety professionals become consultants and grow their career. Consulting changed my life. In fact, I'm a full-time RVer, and one consulting contract paid for my home I live in today. Now, I help safety professionals build their own consulting practice through bi-weekly coaching calls, accountability, and personal guidance. But this program isn't for everyone. Start with the Consultant Readiness Audit at sheldon.coach.
What if everything we thought we knew about safety was just interference? From the host of the Rated R Safety Show and the founder of Safety FM comes the complete Signal Transmission Trilogy, now available in one powerful edition. Safety, in my opinion, the book that started the conversation. Safety Mutation, where the boundaries of culture, systems, and belief begin to break. And now, Safety Transmission, the final piece of the signal. For the first time, all 3 books are together in one volume. The Signal Transmission Trilogy, Complete Edition. This isn't just about compliance. It's about consciousness. It's about decoding the way we think, lead, and live, inside and outside the system. Whether you've been following the signal since the beginning or you're just now tuning in, this is the version to own. Search Signal Trilogy on Amazon or visit safetyfm.com to get your copy now.